You might be reading too much into this, Dungeon Master. I just like to melt stuff.
And now you found the key.
Bunions and Dragons!
Hey, welcome back, Bunion Masters, to this edition of Bunions and Dragons, where we resume our adventures in the Lost Mine of Phandelver. The party is exploring Phandalin at this point, and they head down to the Miners' Exchange and meet the owner of the Miner Exchange, Halia. There's not really a gold rush going on, but there's enough precious metals that are being found in the area to make the Miners' Exchange, a viable operation there. Halia has her own designs. She's bad-mouthing Harbin, the town master, and she would like to see the Red Brand ruffians destroyed. The party informs her that they think they've done that, and she asks about their leader, Glassstaff. Is Glassstaff dead?
Well, we didn't, kill him, but, he's basically dead.
Nope, party's got to admit, Glassstaff is not dead. So she's not satisfied with that answer. She offers the party a reward for Glassstaff's glass staff. And if they can't obtain that, they want his head. She offers 100 gold pieces for the glass staff, or if they just come back with Glassstaff's head, 25 gold piece reward for that.
I'm thinking here, for a 75 gold piece difference in, me being a wizard, I think I might just want to keep that glass staff if we find it. Shh, don't tell Halia.
In the meantime, Delang has been summoned by Sildar. He goes to see what Sildar wants. He's at the town master's place, and Sildar and Delang have a little conversation. If you're one of my players watching this and you don't want to have this part spoiled, don't watch this part. But Sildar has been very impressed with Delang, that he represents the values and the principles of the Lord's Alliance in terms of wanting to see order established in the area, and he offers Delang the opportunity to join the Lord's Alliance. Delang's a little bit overwhelmed at that offer. He's honored and humbled. He's not sure what he can do, but Sildar reassures him that people of that character always add to the organization of the Lord's Alliance, and they're not worried about that at this point. So Delang accepts, and he is now given the title Cloak within the Lord's Alliance. They think they have enough information to go on here. Oh, by the way, when they were in the Stonehill Tavern, or the Stonehill Inn, they did hear rumors from one of the local farmers that Sister Gurel, who oversees the Shrine of Luck, was out and about outside of town not too long ago. She came back pretty battered and bruised, so the party wanted to find out what that was. They went and tracked down Sister Gurel to find out what that might have been about. She says she can handle herself, and the party has no doubts. She says, I've got this issue well in hand, but she says, my superiors had put me up to the task of finding some information about a lost spell book. The information can be found north of here through from Agatha, the Banshee. She was out there trying to make contact with Agatha, and Agatha would not appear to her. But if the party is truly interested in helping, maybe they could go. She gives them a precious gift to give to Agatha and says, if you present this gift and appeal to her vanity, she may appear to you. If the party accepts that challenge and tracks down the Banshee Agatha and is able to get the information about the location of a spell book that was owned by a legendary wizard by the name of Bowgentle, if they're able to obtain that information and get that to the sister, she'll kindly reward them with 3 healing potions.
I know you can conjure up some healing potions, Delang, but we seem to be going through these much more quickly than that. This is something we should consider.
And those could come in handy. So the sister has given them a beautiful hair comb to present as a gift, and directs them to the town of Canterbury. So the party has several directions in which they could go. They definitely want to go track down the Banshee. There's a lot of discussion within the party of how they should prioritize their tasks and adventures. There is some discussion about, well, we got to find Gundren Rockseeker. Let's see if we can't follow the lead of finding Cragmar's castle somewhere in the woods, a bit north and slightly west of Phandelver, and then maybe circle around back. Check out the Orc Raiders, and where was that? I can't think of the name of it right now.
It's Wyvern Tor.
And then also check out the Banshee. So they're heading out into the woods when they are set upon by 4 goblins and a goblin boss. At this point, the party has enough skills and experience that party of goblins was handled pretty readily.
We totally wasted them.
No worries there. And they're awarded 80 experience points each. Later on down the path, they come across some merchants with a wagon, and on the back of the wagon has various sacks and barrels, all stamped with the blue lion. They inquire to the traveling merchants.
Halt, who goes there? Where are you going? Where are you from? What's your names? You got parents? You got children? Who are you carrying? Where are you going to? You going to talk to somebody? Have you seen anything dangerous around here? What kind of things are you eating? Are you carrying stuff in the wagon that I might find valuable? What else can you tell me?
What they've seen. They said it's been unusually quiet on the trail, on the Tribord Trail, and they let them go unmolested.
You guys are so boring. Get out of here before I change my mind.
Heading through the woods, eventually the party comes to the south side of what's known now as the Cragmar Castle. They can see about 15 feet up arrow slits. They come upon the castle, their backs against the walls with arrow slits up above, and they're able to move to the east and up a flight of stairs to an iron door that's locked. Meatshield, the bugbear, tries to bust it open with his strength and fails. He's pounding on the door trying to intimidate whomever may be on the other side of the door, and rolls a pretty high intimidation check. They're still unable to get in. Lang is using his Ray of Frost spell, but he's able to manipulate it such that it turns into acid, and he's focusing right on what would be the doorknob or the door lock.
You might be reading too much into this, Dungeon Master. I just like to melt stuff.
And after several rounds of that, the door takes a little bit of damage, and then Meatshield the bugbear tries to bust the door open again, and he rolls a natural 20 on his check, which frankly still wasn't high enough to bust open the undamaged door, but due to the acid damage on the door, he was able to bust it open. There's nobody on the other side. There's a door to the west that they listen in on, and they can hear some gobblish. The party busts that door open. They set into attack. Arrows are flying, swords are swinging, spells are being cast, and the enemies there are destroyed. Draxel heads north and a little bit east to try and take what he thinks is a good tactical position, but up above is a net full of rubble, and he trips the tripwire, and all the rubble from the collapsed castle that has been gathered up into this trap falls down on him. Draxel makes his save, but still takes 7 damage as he tries to jump out of the way of the falling rocks.
Phew, I missed that trap, but I think I pulled my hammy. Give me a minute, let me do some stretches before we continue our adventure.
And the party's awarded 20 experience points for navigating the trap somewhat successfully. As they're exploring other parts of the castle, the northeast part of the castle, they come across a storage room with all kinds of decrepit and old and disgusting reserves, barrels, bags of ugh. But it mixed within the bag is also the bloody suit of chainmail. There's a crossbow and a sword, and on the sword and the hilt there's an emblem that Delang recognizes.
I think I know what this is. We are going to want to take all this back to Phandelver. Trust me on this.
He doesn't speak about what it is, but he says, I think we need to get this. This may be Sildar's gear. And I think he would appreciate that. So they gathered it all up. The only thing rest of value that may be in there are some unbroken casks of brandy, which they leave alone. There's a battle with 4 hobgoblins in this area. The party's battered and bruised, but once again they are victorious. And hidden among those, the other weaponry that's stored there is a beautiful quarterstaff with ornate feathers engraved into it. When DeLange picks it up, he notices that it's very light, very sturdy, very strong, but it only weighs about a pound. He decides to keep that.
This one's for me, people.
Party's been awarded 130 experience points each for the dispatch of those goblins and hobgoblins. And then they bust open another door to the east, and in there they see an altar with gold religious implements on the altar. Nothing more. Party moves in pretty cautiously, but then there's a surprise attack from 3 goblins. The party handles them very easily.
We totally wasted them.
They take a closer look at the altar. They decide to take the gold implements. A gold chalice worth 150 gold pieces. There's a gold knife, probably worth about 60 gold pieces. And there's a beautiful gold censer. That was probably worth about 120 gold pieces. So they gather that up. And they move further down into the south into what appears to be an empty room. However, it's not. A Grick, who is hiding, pounces on Alton for a sneak attack, causing some damage. But the party turns around and unleashes upon the Grick and slays that as well. Draxel unleashes a firebolt, taking out the Grick, and the party receives 90 experience points each for that encounter. In the room where the Grick was, there is a brazier filled with coal. The party decides to inspect that a little bit further, and they do find something quite interesting. It is a statuette of a sun elf, probably worth about 100 gold pieces. It's also magical, but the party has not detected that just yet. Working their way further east, they come upon yet another door. DeLange casts his mage hand, reaches out, and opens up the door. 2 hobgoblins come out. Draxel launches a magic missile, killing one of them.
Magic missile!
The party takes care of the other. They bust open the other door behind there, and there's the bugbear that they had seen before. King Grawl. Grawl's angry. Who's here? Who attacks Grawl? And sends his hobgoblins out. There's also what appears to be a female drow in that room as well that was having discussions with King Grawl when they busted in. And the female drow runs up out of sight to the northern part of the chamber, back by a door. King Grawl puts the hurt on Alton, almost laying him out. The hobgoblin attacks Meat Shield. That's not looking so good. King Grawl changes the focus of his attack from Alton over to Kylan, and pops her really good too. 3 of the party members are very low on hit points as the battle rages on.
This is pretty serious, fellas. We're gonna need some healing potions.
As the enemies are weakened and almost vanquished, Sildar comes from the chamber. He rushes to a fallen, unconscious dwarf and says, "This is Gundren. You have to help me. You have to get me. Gundren he's out. We need some healing. I know where some healing potions are." And Sildar jumps up from his fallen friend and runs out the room. Meat Shield goes to help, starts pursuing Sildar. Alton says, "What the heck is Sildar doing here? We left him back in Phandelver."
Are you sure about this, Dungeon Master? Something doesn't seem quite right.
Mr. Dungeon Master, did you make a mistake? No mistake. That's Sildar. So Meat Shield is trying to help Sildar, following him through the castle, and Sildar exits the castle.
Hey man, where are you going?
Meat Shield thinks something is amiss. decides not to pursue Sildar on his own, but instead runs back to the party to inform them what's going on. They're able to revive Gundren. Gundren is not really sure what happened. The last thing he remembers is being ambushed by some goblins on the trail on their way to Phandelver, and but he's very thankful for this rescue. The party informs them that this is the party which was contracted on his behalf.
We are your people. You are our employer.
To escort those supplies to Phandelver, and that Sildar is safe in Phandelver and eager to see him. The party is awarded 230 experience points for that, plus an additional 40 experience points for some of the other nasties that the Dungeon Master threw in at them. They decide to take a short rest to try and recoup some of those hit points. And that's where this part of our adventure ends. So thank you very much. Tune in for the continuation of our adventure. If you've enjoyed this and our other shows of Bunions and Dragons, be sure to subscribe. That way you'll be notified when we have new videos to share with you. And also share these with your friends. I really appreciate that. Let us know your thoughts, your comments, which characters you want to hear more of, what might you like to hear more about as we share these tales with you. And until next time, adieu.
Well, we didn't, kill him, but, he's basically dead.